Jake Paul ends up in the ER, and it begs the question, is his boxing career over? We'll tell you what happened and what's now going on with the Logan Paul versus KSI rematch. I'm Hunter March, and you're watching The Daily Report. Big shout out to the notification squad. And if you guys are watching this right now, make sure to comment with your favorite animal. You guys may know Jake Paul as the controversial YouTuber who does a lot of pranks and angers most of his neighbors. And what you also probably knew is he likes to box. Back in August, he was the opening fight for his brother's match against KSI. Jake and Deji went 5 rounds before Jake claimed victory over the comedy YouTuber. And since then, it seems that Jake has been trying to find anyone to box. And he did find a potential opponent in British YouTuber Joe Weller. At the end of March, Joe was in LA for a few days and Jake invited him to spar. Joe has made a video boxing and has even taken on sumo wrestlers before, so Joe, of course, agreed to a fight with Jake Paul. They arranged the fight within 4 days, and Joe met Jake at his mansion where a boxing ring was set up in the backyard. Jake takes him down within the first round and quickly states he wants to fight KSI and Soulja Boy next. But now it looks like Jake might not have that chance, as it's possible his boxing days are over. A couple of days ago, he posted a video called "My Boxing Career is Over." In the beginning of the video, he has a bandage on his hand and he tells the camera, "I could have lost my hand. I could have lost my whole arm, actually." He had been in and out of the hospital for the last 4.5 days after waking up in a lot of pain. So before we go on, let us know what the worst injury you've ever had is in the poll above. Back to the story. In the footage from that day, he tells his mom he thinks he broke his hand. He admits he messed up his hand from the Joe Weller fight after hitting Joe on the top of the head, which resulted in a huge lump on his knuckle. He joked about the injury and played it all up for the camera, but once they got to the hospital, the jokes stopped. He started to complain about the amount of pain he was in, and that's when his boxing coach informed him that with that kind of injury, he could be out for 2 to 3 months. After relaying the bad news to Logan and letting him know he couldn't make it to his birthday dinner, he starts to get shooting pains in his arm. He continued to tell the medical professionals working on him this fake medical story about how he got injured chasing down a man who stole a woman's purse. And side note, don't lie to your doctor. Once Jake was released from the hospital, they told him he didn't fracture anything and he just needed to wear a cast. However, the following morning, Jake woke up in more pain, a fever, and unable to move from his bed. When he took the cast off, the swelling had spread. An ambulance was called and he was taken to the hospital where they learned it was an infection in his hand and they needed to do surgery to drain the liquid and clean it out. Luckily, the surgery was a success. The doctor told him he would have to wait 3 months before he can try boxing again to see how it feels. But if he does choose to box, there's a chance he could re-injure himself in the same spot and wind up back in the ER. Jake tried to make it positive by talking about how you need to keep your head up in these situations and how depressed he was while in the hospital. He ended the video by saying, quote, "I just want to raise awareness to that for like anyone who knows people in the hospital. Like, go and visit them. Go help them, because a hospital can be a lonely place." But of course, a humbling experience such as that did not stop him from calling out Soulja Boy and tweeting, "I would still best Soulja Boy's one-handed dough." Which just leads you to think about how sad it would be to see a little deer trying to walk, but he just has one hand. And while one Paul brother may be down for the count, Logan is definitely trying to get that rematch against KSI going again. During the August event where Jake Paul beat Deji, Logan Paul fought KSI and was ultimately called a draw. The two immediately wanted a rematch, but it looks like it hasn't happened yet. Schedules being what they are, and KSI appears to be going on tour for his new album soon, so Logan thought he'd send a little reminder when he posted footage from his training last August. He captioned the video, quote, "I got a nasty hunger to damage the next man who's got big enough balls to step in the ring with me. KSI is doing everything he can to dodge this fight, and TBH, my book, I don't blame him. I'm collecting skulls this winter. I'll even fight you at Jake Paul, IDGAF. Of course, Jake Paul's not gonna fight. He's been recently turned into a deer with only one hand. But after this outright challenge, KSI was quick to respond by saying, "I'm not dodging you, I'm fighting you. Case closed. You ain't gonna be able to hold on to me for dear life this time. Trust me." Okay. Trusted. And after KSI takes on Logan, it looks like he's going after Jake Paul too. He uploaded his own reaction video to the Joe Weller fight, and he was not holding any opinions back. He called Joe's performance embarrassing and stated that the whole video was a Jake Paul ego flex, ending it all by saying, quote, "If I have to F up your big bro to get to you, Jake, then I'm effing down, bro." It will definitely be interesting to see how both matches go down, but we want to know what you guys think. Who do you think will win in the rematch of KSI versus Logan and Logan versus Jake? Let us know down in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to subscribe to AwesomenessTV's brand new daily report channel, where we'll be gradually moving all of our daily reports over, so make sure to go check that out. I'm March, and thank you so much. Oh, my elevator's here.